Hello, my name is SD. I'm one of the librarians at Clackamas Community College Library, and this is a video about how to use the CRAP method to evaluate articles. So the timing of this is you've already done some research, some searching, and you have an article that you think you want to use. And now you have to figure out whether or not it is a good article to use. Okay, I'm going to show you two different ways to get to the content on our website. So starting on our main page, which is library.clackamas.edu, if you scroll down to research help, there is a page called evaluate information. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. It has what is a good source at the top. And if you scroll down, this is where we'll get into CRAP. The other option is that you might be coming from one of the course guides if you're watching this video as part of your class. In which case, on your course guide, there's most likely a page called Evaluating Sources, Is Your Article Good Enough, Using CRAP, some sort of descriptive language about, hey, you found your article, now you have to figure out if it's a good article. And so you can see it's the same content as on that other page. Okay, so the first thing we should talk about for a moment is what makes a source good. And for the purposes of doing research for a class, it usually means that the article or book that you found is relevant to your topic. So it answers the question that you have, or it gives some background information on what you're trying to learn. The other part of that is that the article or the book is credible. So this means it's trustworthy. And this can be where it can be a little bit tricky to figure out if something is trustworthy. But that's where the CRAP method comes in. So if you haven't figured it out yet, CRAP is an acronym. Each letter in the word stands for something. And we're just going to go through them in order. So starting with C. The C is for currency. Currency means when was it written? And sometimes you need very current items. This is especially true if you're doing research on any sort of science or medical field. Or for my purposes, if I'm doing research, I'm usually interested in how people are using the library right now. So I'm going to look for content that's from now to maybe the last 5 years. If you have a historical topic, or you're trying to show the way that ideas or thoughts or information have changed over time, it may be okay or even preferred to use a little bit older information. So it's not that necessarily one thing is good or bad, newer is better or older is better. It's that it depends on what your topic is. This is what in the library we call contextual. So all of these things are going to vary based on what you're trying to do. So trying to evaluate a source is a really great time to come and talk to a librarian. And I'll mention at the end how to do that. All right, the R in CRAP is reliability. So this gets down to how do we know whether or not something is accurate? And there's a couple of different ways you can do this. The easiest way is if the article or book you're looking at has citations and references in it. If there's a references list at the end and you can look at some of those things and see that, hey, this is pretty lining up with these other things, it's pretty accurate. Another way to tell is whether or not what you know about the topic aligns with what you're seeing. So for example, if you've read 3 articles on the same topic and one of them doesn't match the other 2, something is wrong. One of the things that you're looking at is probably not reliable. So some of this reliability is a little bit of what do you know. At the same time, we need to remember when we're doing research that we might get information we don't know, and we need to be open to figuring out how to incorporate that information or potentially change our ideas about what we understand. But reliability, the easiest way is references and whether or not there are citations. Authority. So this is all about who wrote it. So if the author of the article or the book is writing about something that they went to school for, or they're currently working at, or they've had a lot of other training in, they probably are an authority. So for example, I'm a librarian. I'm probably an authority on some aspects of librarianship. So if you found an article that I wrote and it's about libraries, probably it's good. I'm authoritative. If you find an article that I wrote that's about building a house, you do not want to build that house. That is not something that I have authority in. And the way we know that I don't have authority in that is I don't have any education components related to building a house. I don't have any, even a blog that talks about how I built a house. There's nothing tying me to being a builder. So that would be a time that you don't want to use that source because I don't have expertise. Another thing to think about is the purpose or the point of view. So when we read an article, sometimes it's really, really easy to tell who it's written for. If there's a lot of language that maybe we don't understand, it might be written for experts. It might, if it's very simple to understand and maybe has a little bit less detail, it might be written for a general audience. And those sorts of things, one is not good and one is bad, but those are things you have to make a decision about when you decide whether or not to use a source. So if your instructor is requiring you to use a scholarly source, scholarly sources are usually written for other experts. So you're probably not looking for something that's really, really easy to read. Instead, you may have to stretch yourself, look up some words, figure it out. The other thing to think about with purpose or point of view is, are they trying to sell you something or convince you of something? So if they're using really emotional language, or if there are a lot of advertisements, they're trying to sell you something, or if they're being really over the top with trying to push their ideas, that probably means that they're trying to persuade you of something. Again, persuasion is not good or bad necessarily. It kind of depends on your assignment. But if you can tell that something's trying to persuade you, it might be a little bit biased towards whatever their point of view is. And you may need to do a really good effort of finding another thing to balance that out. Again, this is where things get kind of tricky. This is also, to me, the most fun thing about library research and research in general, is figuring these pieces out. And I'm going to show you a little bit about these CRAP criteria in an article that I already found. So this is an article I found that I'm interested in reading. So what are the things I'm looking for? The C in CRAP is currency. So when was this written? 2020. I would say that's recent enough for my topic. If I was writing about a brand new kind of medicine or something like that, 2020 might be old. But for this purpose, I can see how some of the things that they learned in this study are going to relate to my topic. Okay, the R, reliability. So the easiest way to think about reliability is to look for a list of citations. And so a lot of times you have to scroll down and look and keep scrolling until you see or don't see a list of citations. One thing I want to point out for reliability, it looks like they did some sort of survey to get this information. So these sorts of images that aren't real flashy and trying to sell me anything, but are trying to explain data, that also can relate to reliability. Let's see. I wonder if we're gonna see any citations in here. Oh, here we go, references. So these are all of the things that these authors referenced from writing this article. And I can go to any one of those to see if what they're saying aligns. And that's going to help me determine whether or not this is reliable. Great. Sorry, it took kind of a long time to get there. Okay, authority. Who wrote it? Where is it published? So I can see it was written by these three people. Just based on their names, I can't tell anything. Some things you might look for are their name with their education. So someone might put master's degree or a PhD after their name, or if maybe they're a doctor, or maybe they have a certification in a certain sort of trade that you're looking for. However, what I can see is that all of these three people work at the University of North Georgia's library. So from that, I can make a couple of leaps. They probably have some sort of degree or training in libraries, and they currently work doing this job, so they have some expertise. So I would say authority, thumbs up. The other thing we need to figure out is the purpose. The easiest way to do that is if there's an abstract, you can kind of see. In the abstract, they should explain why they're writing this. If there's not an abstract, you might just need to skim a little bit. You should not need to read the whole article to do the evaluation, but you should get a little bit of an idea of what they're trying to do and if they're trying to sell you something or persuade you of something, or if they're just giving you information. So by my CRAP criteria and what I'm interested in studying, I would say that this passes. Now, what happens if you have something that you don't think passes the CRAP test? Usually that just means you need to find a different article. That again is another great time to come and talk to the library. So back on our main page, you can always get help from us. Chat with a librarian is a 24-hour service. You can put in your email address and your question. They can help with evaluation. You can send them a link to an article, and they can help you determine whether or not it's a good one to use for your assignment. You can also use the Get Help link at the top to call us or email us or make an appointment. I hope this is helpful on your way to becoming great evaluators of information, and thank you for your time.